Carter squared off facing me, and he kinda shook his hands and arms to loosen them up. I see that his coat was hanging low on his thigh, right hand side. You think you can take me, do you? He said. You know how to handle that iron you are taught in baby face. I aim to take off your left ear before you can clear leather, I said. Well, he didn't say nothing to that. He just looked madder and a bitch dog if you had picked up one of her sucking pups. And he went for his coat real fast, but he weren't fast enough. Oletex had taught me good. I jerked my own coat out and triggered it before he was even clear, and it was either the best shot or the luckiest shot I ever made. Cause I see the blood fly when my bullet tore into his left ear, just like I had bragged it would. He shrieked something awful, turned the loose at his coat and slapped at the side of his hand with his left hand. At the side of his head with his left hand. God damn, he said. You shut off my fucking ear. Told you I would, I said. Then he turned and ran off to somewhere, still holding the side of his head and trailing a stream of blood all down the street. I ejected the spent shell out of the chambers of my coat and put in a new one. Then I holstered the coat. I gave Sandy a nod and started to go back inside the establishment where I was bunking. Sandy said, Hold it a minute there, kid. I turned back to look at him. That's all right, ain't it? He said. You said that some calls you kid. It's all right, I said. What is it you want? Can I buy you a cup of coffee? He said. Sure, I said. Why not? He climbed back down out of his saddle again, and he walked on over to where I was standing. I didn't mean for you to get in no fight over me, he said, but I do appreciate your warning about the cinch. It was nothing, I said. I just didn't think the man's joke was none too funny, that's all. We went on inside and got ourselves a table and some coffee. Sandy offered me the makings of a cigarette, but I told him no thanks. I never told him that I didn't know how to roll them things. He finished off the one he was smoking on and snubbed it out there in an ashtray where we sitting there on a table. Old Cutter, he said, works for a lazy snakes ranch just east of here. I work for the Three Fork outfit. Them's the two biggest operations for hundreds of miles around here, and they are pretty much rivals in the business. There's been trouble brewing for years. It's bound to break out into a real fight sooner or later. Pretty big outfits, aren't they? I asked him. I knowed the answer, but I couldn't think of nothing else to say. So I just went and said that dumb question. You could say so, he said, and I reckon each one thinks that others in too big and would like to cut it down to size. Couldn't be your Three Forks outfit could use another hand, could it? I asked him. I can do any kind of ranch work, what needs to be did, and I ain't too proud. Sandy gave me a look, a kind of squinting his face up. Well, I don't know, kid, he said, but I'll check on it. I'll ride back in here tomorrow and let you know where you're staying. I turned in the direction of the stairway, and Sandy grinned. You mean up with the horse? He said. I kinda laughed, and then he did too. Yeah, I said. It's pretty lively up there too. I bet it is, he said. Pretty soon, after that, he excuses himself and said that he had to get on back out to the ranch, but he promised me again that he'd come back into Ash Grove the next day and let me know if they might have a spot for me out at the olive tree forks. I thanked him kindly for that and he left. Well, I felt pretty good. I felt like I had just made myself a new friend and I might even get myself a job out of it. I gave him a few minutes to get on out of town and then I walked into the store, part of the establishment, and bought myself the makings. I went upstairs to my room and commenced on practicing on rolling them cigarettes. Well, I used up damn near all the tobacco and all but two of the papers before I got one to hold together, and I weren't none too pretty neither. But I went and smoked it just the same. It made me cough a bit, and the smoke got into my eyes and made them water some. But I had rolled me a smoke and smoked it. I went on ahead then and rolled up the last one and lit it, and then I left the room, smoking my cigarette as I walked down the hallway, down the stairs and back into the store to buy more makings. I got them and put them in my pocket, puffing all the while, just as if I had been doing it for years. And then I went into the salon and stepped right up to the bar. The barkeep came walking over to where I was at, and he gave me a look that there weren't no mistake about. I knowed he was fishing to say something about how young I was, and then tell me to get the hell out. But before he could open his mouth to start in, the fella sitting about two bar stools down from me piped up with, "Say, that's the kid what shot off old Cutter's ear. Damn good shooting kid." "Thanks, mister," I said. "What all you have?" the barkeep said. "Give me a ray whiskey," I said, and by God he brung it. He poured me glass, a little shot glass full, and then left the bottle sitting right there in front of me. Now I was just a snot-nosed kid, like I done told you. But I weren't too stupid, not even back then. I didn't want to look like a fool with my first ever drink of whiskey. So I just picked it up and took me a little sip of the stuff, and damn, but it burned my throat at going down. I sipped at it every now and then, real careful, and all the time I watched the crowd behind me in the big mirror, wet hung up over the bar back on the wall behind it. That's this. I had always heard tell that once you start in acting like a gunslinger, folks will be after your hide. And I had killed myself 2 men now and shot off a left ear. So I weren't taking no chances. I was just a little bit nervous, but I was trying hard not to show it. At first, I seen some eyes staring at me, and maybe some only boy kind of pointing at me and show his bodies. But pretty soon they all seemed to forget all about me. I managed to sip down all of that whiskey and pour myself a second one. My head was feeling somewhat light, maybe even a bit dizzy. It's come on me just then that it might not be such a good idea, me having just shot off an ear to get myself too woozy in that place. I had poured myself a second drink though, and I didn't feel like I could walk off and leave it just as sitting there. That wouldn't look none too good. I figured I'd have to sip at it real slow for some time. Just then I seen someone moving towards my bag. I seen it in the mirror, but it weren't no man looking to get himself a girl slinger. No, sir, it was a girl. She came up and seated up beside me there at the bar and kind of snuggled herself right up against me. I glanced over at her, most embarrassed, and she looked right at me and smiled. She was more nearly as big as me, 'cause I never did get much growth on me. I could smell her sweet perfume, and I could feel her soft flesh pushing at my side. My God, I felt hot and flushed just then. My legs turned some weak on me too, but I felt something ferocious staring down there between my legs. "Buy me a drink, kid," she said.